Hey everybody, welcome to our fall 2021 newsletter. I am Lisette Oropesa reporting to you from London. I am in my very tiny little apartment here in front of Covent Garden. I'm loving staying so close to the Opera House. I think this is the closest I've ever stayed to whatever respective opera house I was working at in my entire life, and I love it. The only other place I've ever stayed closer is in Madrid. I stay basically next door, but this is pretty awesome. I can see the Royal Opera House outside my window. It's wonderful. The noise and the hustle and bustle of Covent Garden is happening all night long. I hear Let It Go played on bikes that pass by 4 times a night. It's amazing. So, but I'm super happy being here. I'm delighted to be able to be working at the Royal Opera House. I opened their season this fall as Gilda in Rigoletto. It was a wonderful success for everyone involved. It was a really wonderful feeling to be able to come back to a full theater which welcomed us with open arms, and to work with Maestro Papano, who was absolutely amazing. I love working with him, and I'm so thrilled to have had that experience. So Rigoletto is behind us, and what do we have ahead of us? Now, normally I like to put these newsletters out, or Stephen and I like to put these newsletters out in the first week of whatever respective month we do them in. But unfortunately, I was so excited to film this newsletter in Prague. We were just in Prague for a concert, October 5th, but we lost our luggage. We didn't have access to our luggage for several days, so we didn't have any of the things that we needed to make the newsletter. I didn't have any clothes, I didn't have any makeup, honey, and I'm not going to show up in running clothes on the newsletters that we work very hard to make for you. So I'm sorry that the newsletter is a little bit late, and that the concert in Prague is behind us, and the concert in Parma is also behind us, but I will still happily say that they were 2 wonderful debuts for me. I was delighted to get to sing in Prague for the first time. I've never been to that city. Oh my God, it's beautiful. I cannot wait to go back with a whole bunch of luggage and a whole bunch of stuff so that I can really enjoy and not stress out about anything. And I mean, we sang in the Smetana Hall. It was such a cool place to be. You get to see this huge organ that says Smetana on it. It was amazing. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to go back. And then we sang in Parma 2 days later on October 7th, and that was a wonderful concert called Il Salotto con Verdi, and it was basically a full concert of art song. It's mostly Italian art song. We had a few variations from that, but the idea was that we were in a salon in Verdi's time, basically playing new pieces that people would have had small parties over at their homes, and just kind of improvised a little performance of whatever piece the composer du jour would be there writing for them. So we sang some pieces by Mercadante, we sang pieces by Donizetti, and by Verdi, of course. There was a beautiful set of Verdi songs, all new music for me, except for a few bits and pieces here and there that I've sung. Most of it was a totally new experience for me, and it was such an amazing success to be able to sing in Parma for the Verdi Festival. Never been to Parma. Really amazing audience, so generous, so enthusiastic to be there. You could sense the love from the moment I walked on stage. I was so grateful to have that. So if you came to either of those concerts, I thank you from my heart. I'm sorry I didn't get to give you this newsletter before the concerts, but I want to thank everyone who was there. So now I'd like to talk about the next things I've got coming up before our January winter newsletter hits. So I'm back in Covent Garden, as I said, and I'm working on La Traviata. Now, of course, I've sung Violetta several times, but I've never sung it in the Richard Eyre production, which is a classic, gorgeous, traditional, really special production here that they have in London that has been sung by every amazing Violetta that we can think of. And I'm delighted to get to step into the shoes of Violetta again here at Covent Garden. I hope that you will come and see it. Our first performance, let me make sure that I have the date right, is October 27th. And after Traviata, I have another really exciting thing coming up, and that is a tour of Händel's Theodora. Now, this is an oratorio in English. Actually, I should say Theodora. I shouldn't Italianize the pronunciation, because it's Theodora. And it is an oratorio that I have never performed. It's a new role for me, and I'm delighted because we are doing a tour. We are going to perform the piece in Milano at Teatro alla Scala. We're performing it in Vienna at Teatro an der Wien, performing it in Paris at the Teatro Champs-Élysées, in Luxembourg, and in Essen. So 5 performances of this Theodora all over Europe, and I hope that you can come to one of them. It is a wonderful, wonderful orchestra, the Il Pomodoro, who I recorded my Mozart album with. And the cast, besides myself, there is Joyce DiDonato, who is singing the role of Irene, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous role that I cannot wait to hear her sing and to be able to experience with her. Michael Spires is also going to be part of our cast. You can find all the details about the dates and everything on my website, but the first performance is at Teatro an der Wien on November the 18th. So I hope you can be there. I hope you can come, and super excited about getting to do that during the month of November. After that is over, I have a very tiny little break. I'm going to go back home probably and then come back to Europe for 2 concerts that I have in Spain, in beautiful, beautiful Spain. And these 2 concerts are both centered around Zarzuela, if you will. The exciting thing for me is that the first one is December 13th. It is in the Teatro de la Zarzuela in Madrid. Now, I have never sung at the Teatro de la Zarzuela. I have never even been inside the theater. I'm really looking forward to debuting that there, because the concert it's with piano. Now, the pianist is Ruben Fernandez Aguirre, who accompanied me in Prague. He's accompanied me in Bilbao. He's an amazing pianist. I love working with him. And the whole concert is centered around Spanish and Cuban zarzuela. Now, which is why I'm saying zarzuela, because it's not just Spanish repertoire, it is Cuban repertoire as well. Now, it's not all arias. We are doing some art song by Cuban composers or Cuban heritage composers. I hope you will come. I am like dying to sing this stuff. I honestly, this is repertoire that I want to record. This is repertoire that I want to make a whole album of with orchestra, because especially the Cuban stuff, you get percussion, you get the sense of dance, you get the freedom of rhythm that you just don't get outside of that Caribbean kind of flair and vibe. And it's something that I'm proud of in my heart, to get to sing music by Lecuona and music by Roig. You know, this is repertoire that I feel in a lot of ways I was kind of born to sing. So please come if you can to the Teatro de la Zarzuela on December the 13th. And if you can't make it to that one, the next performance is in Seville at the Teatro de la Maestranza on the 15th of December. I'm going to make sure that those dates are right, but I'm 99% sure because I've had them, the 13th and the 15th of December. I've had these dates emblazoned in my mind for months and months, because I can't wait to do it. Now, of course, every concert that I've done in the past over the course of the pandemic has been a variety of repertoire. Like in Parma, we did a lot of Verdi stuff and art song, and in Prague, we did a mix of art song and operatic arias. So this is something that is totally different repertoire for me, but repertoire that I know in my heart I feel like I really can and should do. So I hope that you will come. So that is all the upcoming projects that we have. I'm delighted to be back at work. I'm delighted to be singing again, to be able to travel safely, to be able to rehearse with my colleagues. Here in London, this traviata is being conducted by Antonello Manacorda, who is a dear friend. He also conducted my Mozart album. And we are just having the most wonderful time working together and finding new things about Violetta and about traviata that, that we've never maybe noticed before, that work for us and work in the context of the cast and the production. So I hope you can come to see one or all or as many as possible of these performances. If and when there's a broadcast of anything, of course, I will share it on my newsletter and on my social media. I always do. Thank you so much for watching this newsletter, for following me as always. Thank you for your very sweet and generous comments, for gifts. I had the most wonderful lineup of fans and friends after my Parma concert, and people were giving me gifts and things, and I'm overwhelmed sometimes by the generosity of the public, by the generosity of you, of my fans and my friends who who come to everything and are just delighted to be there. I am as delighted to sing for you as you can, more than you can ever know, how happy it makes me to be able to sing for you in person once again. I've been dreaming of these performances for so long. I've been dreaming of this moment for since we basically started all having our nightmare life. But, I really think we are coming back to what is hopefully a sustainable future for our art form. And I encourage you to follow as many singers as you can, support them, continue loving and supporting artists and singers the way you have done so wonderfully for me. We all need the support and the friendship and the kindness right now. So thank you so much. With that said, enjoy your fall. Get a pumpkin spice latte. I've already had too many to count. And I will see you in our next newsletter in January. Goodbye, my friends, and see you until then. Ciao.